He's muted.
I'm muted.
He's muted. There you go.
Champ. Nice. Very nice. Classic. Hi, everybody. Mtashed here, and maybe come back to Destiny. We'll talk about that. We've also got some very interesting news about Apex Legends. Maybe even a new Destiny or should I say Bungie IPO? Or not IPO, IP, I guess. And then Blizzard.
Yeah, IPO, that's something else.
Yeah, IPO is different. But anyways, hi everybody. We are the RGH podcast. Normally it's a little bit smoother when we do the intro, but
it's not.
Oh yeah,
no,
definitely.
It's not. This is exactly
100%.
what you get every time.
Okay,
Technical
fine.
issues,
That's fair.
muted every time. Let's get it, baby.
It's like playing Where's Waldo. Every time someone comes into an episode of RGH, they're like, "Can you spot the technical issue? Do you know where it is?"
It's usually in the first 4 seconds, though.
Yeah.
Like realistically, it's always at the very start. Okay, so are we gonna start right at the hop?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, dive right in, man.
I played Destiny for the first time in 6 months. No meme. Other than the first week of Deepstone Crypt, I was gone back to Genshin. I played the first day, like the day 1 race. I did the full clears, you know, on all the characters, and then the next week on reset, I played a few days, and then I was gonzo. I didn't even get the Lament. I think the Lament came out like that next week, and I was gone before Lament even came out. So I have not played in a long time. I have no adept weapons. I don't even know what a hunt is. I didn't even do any of the hunts or anything really.
You didn't miss much.
Didn't miss much. And the first Trials card back, we matched immense cheaters. So it was really a great welcome back. I got carried by ZK and Frost. And the guy had like full auto rockets and everything. So I see that issue isn't gone.
No, if anything, it was worse this past week.
Yeah, you know, it was interesting. I had a lot of fun because I haven't played in a while, and like getting little power levels so that I could do trials at 1260. It was fun. It was nice. But I have to say, I feel like PvP feels like identical. Like, I know apparently they nerfed like all the stasis stuff, but like it still feels very much.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely not as bad. Like it is. It's definitely not as bad, but just inherently stasis is so powerful that like you don't notice. Oh, I've been frozen for 1.6 seconds less because you just die anyways.
You
know
still
what I mean?
died.
Yeah,
right.
So it's like you know. The suck grenade doesn't pull you as much anymore. That's definitely, you know, that's one of the most noticeable things. But everyone has just kind of switched to now the freezing grenade. Yeah, so it's like one thing's gone, just replaced with another. And it's just the inherent power of slowing and freezing is so immense that like they're gonna have to redesign the subclasses really, unless they nerf them into the ground.
Yeah, I was playing on Exodus Blue, and there's this guy that he just walked out, and he didn't strafe, and he just walked out and started spraying me with a gun, an auto rifle, and I put a couple shots into him, and he whipped a cold snap grenade at me, and it froze me, and he didn't strafe, and he didn't do anything, and he just stood there, and he kept laying into me with his auto rifle, and he finally kills me before I could break out. And then I looked at that play, I looked back at the clip, and any other grenade in the game, I would have won or at least traded. He could have stuck me with a fusion, a magnetic grenade. He could have thrown a lightning grenade right behind me, and I would have killed him. But instead, I stood there trying to break out. I'm crying. I'm like, come on!
Yeah.
And he just murdered me. And it's those little things that it isn't the fact that I died. It's the fact that it was the most frustrating death I've ever had to deal with. But I have a question, and maybe I've just been really unlucky. Some people in chat are saying that grenade launchers aren't that bad. I feel like they are being spammed. Like every game, there are people with grenade launchers flying around.
Which map is Exodus? Is it the crappy one with only 2 lanes you can go?
No, Exodus Blue is the small one with
Destiny 1
in the building in the middle.
Bunch of train cars laying around on one side.
Okay, never mind then. Like there's the map with it's like one giant building. There's only 2 ways to go, and there's like a heavy.
He doesn't play PvP, so he doesn't know the maps.
I don't know. I played all weekend, but I don't know the maps. But it's like there's only 2 ways to go, so everyone goes to one spot. That one was Grenade Launcher City, because like you could blind fire, and there's like a 90% chance that everyone was going, because there's only 2 lanes. Like,
you're talking about Dead Cliffs?
Maybe,
Dead
yeah,
Cliffs,
Dead Cliffs. Yeah, like people complain about COD having 3 lanes, and Destiny maps have 2 lanes. It's like you can go one of 2 ways. So you blind fire your GL one of the lanes, you have a 50% chance of getting someone. Like, it's kind of insane.
Yeah, I matched a lot of GLs today. I took an almost 3-week break from Destiny. And I came back on Friday as well. Friday was my first day back. I just did a little bit of trials, and then I was off again until I don't know. This week I picked it back up. I did my first like full Destiny stream in 3 weeks this week. It was all PvP. And yeah, I think, Mike, to kind of piggyback off of what you're talking about, I think the thing that I dislike right now about PvP is that we're used to having metas being pretty solidly defined in Destiny. I mean, they come and they go, but the problem with this one is that I feel like we've had so many things be introduced that are really frustrating to play against, and all of those things are the most used things. You know what I mean? So when you get one banged by a GL, it's it's just an aggravating way to die. Yeah. When you get hit with stasis, it's an aggravating way to die. And the thing is,
by Fellwinter from like 5 meters more than your Fellwinter has ever gone in your life.
Like, I got the drop on the guy with my SMG. I landed every single shot, and he's like, huh, and I die. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just there's a whole lot of frustrating deaths right now in PvP. When you die, it's most likely from a really frustrating situation. So you just end up having a really negative experience. So we're used to having metas being really defined, but this one's just a little bit different, because this one just kind of, it eats at you.
Yeah. You know, the thing is everyone's
it's
like, are you coming back? Like, are you going to come back? And nothing's changed enough in PvP to make me want to come back. And you know, I said the first Trials card we played, we had a cheater. It wasn't just it was we did 3 Trials cards. We did go flawless, but we lost our mercy on all 3 cards to blatant, full-on wall hacking, aimbotting cheaters. And so it's like, that obviously has not gone away. I don't know when that's going away. So it's like one in the category of I would never come back and grind PvP. There's one. All the grenade launchers hit me. There's another one. Stasis, still super frustrating. Unless they delete it, I don't know how I'll ever enjoy that.
How did you like Dead Man's tail from like
that's the other one
across the map?
Dude, what is that? I was playing, and this guy was hip firing me. He's shooting so fast, and then I was like, "Well, what is that? Is that like a hand cannon or whatever? Like, who's shooting so fast?" But then I spawned in, and he shot me like really far, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" I died to this guy 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. This dead DMT, with everyone's calling him Dead Man Tail or something. He's shooting this gun at me, and then I looked it up. You don't even have to aim it. You don't have to aim it. I started watching footage of,
and it shoots faster when you're hip firing. So it shoots at 150 rounds per minute hip firing.
And then you're strafing faster because you're hip firing. I'm looking at it. How is that in the game? I don't know how they haven't heard that.
You put line rampants on, or you use Top Tree Dawn, and then you're in the air with perfect accuracy. Now, here's the thing about Deadman's. I don't mind, especially an exotic weapon being that powerful. You have to give up your exotic slot. Like, maybe it needs to be adjusted for sure, but I don't, like I said, an exotic weapon being powerful, that's what an exotic primary should be, is powerful. The Thorn, the Hawkmoon, I don't mind them being very powerful. But the dumb part is that, like, okay, you allow Deadmans. Why did you take out 150 hand cannons? Like, 150 hand cannons in this meta would not be problematic. And then also, Bungie is nerfing 120s, which, okay, 120s are very oppressive, but they're nerfing 120s. If they nerf 120s and don't touch Deadmans, it's already almost a Deadman's meta right now. But if you take away Deadman's main competitor next season, why would you use anything else?
Right. You know, the thing that I noticed is I feel like people are closing the gap with shotguns like all the time. And I feel like the 120. Well, yeah,
you slide with Behemoth at 1,000,000 miles an hour with like basically no recharge. It's like even 10 feet.
Even the 120s, it's like they can't shoot fast enough to deal with someone pushing you. Or with a 150, if I hit my shots, I could kind of put them down. But with the 120, it's like chunk, and then I trade, and it's like what is going on here? And you know, maybe there's some other guns, but the sandbox isn't amazing. I'm having fun because I haven't played in 6 months. But
Dude,
I don't know. PvP hasn't changed. We know this.
What about PvE?
That's the
Did
thing.
you play a lot of PvE?
So I did because I got murdered by that DMT thing. So I went and I did the mission. I did it today, and I did it solo. I did it blind. What a great mission! Oh my!
Yeah.
I thought I liked that better than Whisper of the Worm myself. I liked it better than 0 Hour. The reason why is because maybe in the master mode or whatever, there's a time limit. There's no time limit. I could just find my way around. There's like little puzzles, but also I actually don't like platforming in Destiny. It tilts me because they do things with the camera where like in the Whisper mission, you kind of like jump down and it's like, I'm going to make that. And then the wall curves in and you don't actually make it, or you ramp off of it. Or what they do is you're making your way across a little platform and then they fall out, or you're making it across and it just like physics you off. And there's a couple of those spots and they're made to troll you. And it pisses me off because it's like there's no one would ever know that if you step on that spot, it launches you off unless you've done it. And I don't like that. I really get frustrated with those missions because there's a time constraint. And I just liked going in here. I figured it out. I put in emote only. I just got lost in it. And I thought there was really good music and like just kind of an eerie feeling. Really cool.
Fantastic.
Really good.
Dude, this season for PvE has been pretty darn good. The Presage mission was fantastic. The reward at the end is, arguably overpowered, but absolutely worth it, which is what you want. You don't want a big, complicated, exotic mission, and the reward you get is trash. What's the point of doing that mission then, right? So that's great. Battlegrounds is a pretty fun little activity. They have really high enemy density. There's some fun moments in Battlegrounds. The weapons you earn are pretty darn good. They're like 720 SMG. The sniper is quick draw, opening shot, very good sniper, or surplus open. Like there's some great combos with that. The rocket launcher is great. Like this, in terms of PvE, Bungie's been doing a pretty good job this season. It's just like PvP since Beyond Light has been like, and we've said this before, like we're trying to get back to where it was, and it's just been such a struggle because of and you said best TV. It's like everything that's on top is so annoying.
Yeah.
Like we don't always have that. Stuff is on top that's good. Like, spare rations by the end got pretty freaking annoying. But it's like, at the end of the day, someone's just shooting you with a gun. They're not like cheesing you with a grenade launcher that like bounces off a wall and then hits you in the back. And you're like, God, you know what I mean?
Or literally banking, like literally blind firing into corners and you can't
still get
your health back like hard light. But I don't know. I think the PvE stuff is like fine. I just feel like also my Warmind build is still so cracked. And like, unfortunately, like a lot of PvE in this game is very easy and like not that interesting. So doing that new mission, I didn't know what to expect. I was going in and there's some puzzles and stuff. Amazing. Any type of raid content, amazing. Any dungeon, I love it. But I don't know. Like the battlegrounds, it's shooting a bunch of cabal. Like I'm not into that anymore, unfortunately. Like I don't think there's anything they can do unless there's puzzles and it's hard and it's like a raid or a dungeon. I don't think there's anything that they can throw at me that I'm going to be like, oh, I want to grind this, unless there's like a god tier reward at the end. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it just to do it. You know what I mean?
I think they've talked about introducing like the hard mode dungeons, hard mode raids, and you can get adept versions of raid gear, of dungeon gear. Ooh. That I think is what we're missing. Because you are right. Like Battlegrounds, especially since Battlegrounds has modifiers. Like, oh, check that modifier. It's Grenadier. Put on an exotic that gives you 2 grenades. Literally infinite grenades. Like you just like yeet them all day. You beat everything. It's pretty easy. You can't even necessarily fail. It just takes longer than normal. So in terms of challenging content, like Grandmasters are definitely a little bit more challenging. But now that they're selectable, you just pick the easiest one, do the best loadout, and just yeet through it. Right. Yeah. So I think that's what they're missing. They need like the hard mode raids. They need the hard mode dungeons, honestly. So for the extra step.
Here's the one thing I have noticed, though, over the past 6 months is Destiny is a very good game. I think everyone is just so addicted to it and so, like, burnt out on it that they complain a lot and they don't realize what they have. But I'm still burnt out. Like, I return and I'm like, I'm already burnt out. Like, I don't love the game the way I used to, but after playing other games and not being around it, there is some incredible content in Destiny. The gunplay, the movement feels amazing. Like, it really is an amazing game. I just don't know if after 7 years, it's like, I don't want to grind Rumble for every stream day in day out.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun like the past couple of days just chatting with everyone and like kind of coming back for a bit, but like could I grind this game the way I used to? I don't know. Not unless they make some big changes. And maybe that's Witch Queen down the road. Maybe I just need a little bit more time. We're going to talk about like Apex in a bit and some other games that are going to be coming out, and like maybe I just need some of those things before I feel fully healed and recovered. But I mean, you do the same thing for 7 years in a row, you're going to get bored and you're going to get tired of it. And you gotta rest.
It's weird because like if a new player was like, should I play Destiny? I'd be like, absolutely. Like there's so much freaking content. It's gonna take you like 1,000 hours before you're even like close to being done with stuff, right?
Oh yeah,
right.
But it's like we've been playing for so long. It's in a weird place because like the game's still good, but it's arguably been better. And it's weird to be playing a game that's been like better in the past because you like have that knowledge of like what it could be.
Yeah, that's right.
You remember Forsaken when it came out and it was like absolutely banging. Yeah. And then it's like the Beyond Light comes out and it it's different. You remember PvP when it was great metas, and so the bad ones hurt so much more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Forsaken. As a PvP player, I'm thinking back right now. I'm looking back, reminiscing on Forsaken. Even Black Armory meta in PvP was great, and quite honestly, one of my favorite seasons of Crucible was the Warmind DLC, and that's back when it was still double primary. Like the player population got a huge boom. They went to connection-based matchmaking, and like we were just having so much fun in PvP back then.
I would rather die and play double primary than get hit with grenade launchers and stasis. So that is gross. That is the fact that I would consider that is gross. But
right.
Yeah. But that's the interesting part about like Deadmans. It's like Deadmans is so annoying, but at the end of the day, it's a primary. It's like this is kind of what we've been asking for. Like it is oppressive as hell, but at least when you get killed with a Deadmans, you're not. The sad part is that you never just kill the Deadmans. You're frozen and then kill the Deadmans, or you're slowed and then kill the Deadmans. The ability spam is pretty insane. Like I was playing Iron Banner, grinding bounties with the Geomegs and Chaos Reach. It's like, dude, you get your like bounty for getting super kills done in like one game. I would get like 4 supers in a game. It is like so ridiculous.
I have
there's so many abilities.
Super kills. Like I feel like with all the roaming supers and stuff too, like it's just
every super's roaming. That's something people don't like realize that. Back in Destiny 1, most of the supers were not roaming. Like
you hit one time, and then
Fist of Havoc was one slam. That's all you get, and
it was a bigger radius too.
I would still run it, and I would still pop off, like get like triple kills and stuff. But it was one slam. Nova Bomb was one thing, right? Like, and now it's like we have Nova Warp. Even the Nova Bomb spawns more little Nova Bombs that go and seek people, right? You have a one and done super, the Revenant, but it isn't really. It's almost its own roaming super because it'll follow you around for what seems like 20 minutes. Like. Every super is a roaming super, and it lasts for such a long time, and just like it feels so oppressive. Nothing's worse than like dying from a super, respawning, and that same guy who killed you is like coming into your spawn. You're like, really?
And that happens.
We gotta do this again. Oh my god, dude! Yeah. And they have so much like damage resistance. Like I should be able to shotgun melee a super. Like if I am able to get up to you in your super and shotgun melee you, you're bad. Like, you're bad. You're trash, kid. Like,
if you're doing your lunge, you miss, you stop short, and I'm there, it's like, I win. I win now because you messed up. I get to kill you. But
I've gone to Dawn Blades behind them in the air and like shotgun, melee'd, shotgun again, and they're still alive with like a tiny bit of health, but they're still alive. And it's like, what more do I need to do? And it's just like, it gives you that hero feeling, and that's why Bungie does it. It's like, but it is
I am a god.
That I am a god feeling, and the casual players love it. They pop a super and it's free kills, and they go on streaks so they wouldn't be able to get with guns, and they feel like this is so amazing, right? And we see that emulated in other games. Call of Duty brought in like basically score streaks that you now in the latest Call of Duty, dying doesn't even get rid of your kill streak. Right? Because they realize like people want to call in that chopper gunner. People want and like, but in terms of balance, it's like it wears on you because you get it, but other people get it, and other people get it more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in short, I liked coming back a little bit. The new mission and stuff, really cool. But honestly, my main focus right now is just getting my power up enough because I want to do the vault. I want to do vault with like Frost and ZK and stuff, and just do that to experience it. And I guess see what next season has, but like, I don't know. I'm still waiting for more. I'm wondering if like Witch Queen is it. But like, here's the thing I wanted. Can we move on to like the potential leak of Bungie? Because I wanted to just like.
Can I ask you though, like,
hit that real quick.
Do you think though, like for you to come back, they would have to have almost like an entire DLC or season completely dedicated to PvP, like 0 PvE content? It just adds PvP game modes. It just does PvP stuff. It adds PvP maps. Like it's a PvP season.
I mean, that would help me. That would help me to play it, but then also to have something to sustain me in between. But like, I would be just as inclined if they had like 2 raids coming out. Like, I really like the PvE stuff. I really like it. I will make a build to try to race for world first, but it's like usually like 6 months, a year before there's like a big new raid. So, I mean, a PvP one would be good because that would be the filler in between those things. But honestly, it's just like, I want more. I need more.
I mean, the good news is like Bungie's like tripling in size, right? So it's like they're obviously still in the process of doing that. They're expanding their building, right? So they can accommodate. So it's like they're definitely expanding to hopeful, and they're hiring a bunch of people in Destiny. They've hired like, I mean, the last stat I heard was like 30% of the people working on Destiny they like have been hired and have never seen the studio, or even more, 30% or more. So these are all new hires. So 30% of the Destiny staff, they're bringing on new people. They're trying to like, so they are trying to be able to fill our endless demands for content. So hopefully I think with Witch Queen is going to be the next like huge banger.
Right. But
I'm really looking forward to it for sure.
Because Beyond Light had to do the next gen. That took so much resources.
Yeah, that's true.
They've also hired on. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying with that, like they did a lot of like back end stuff to like get like starting to cross play and all
exactly.
That, shit, right?
That took so much resources. We've said this before, but it's worth mentioning for like the new reviewers. What's it? Cyberpunk had to delay their next gen version. They're gonna get their next gen version out 2021, fall 2021. It's gonna take them a year to make the next gen version, like a proper next gen version. Bungie did it by December, so it's like the amount of resources it probably took I guarantee took away a lot of potential content that we might have gotten.
Sure. Now the question is, are they going to do a season of PvP? Are they going to focus on PvP when apparently they're hiring right now and they're building a competitive shooter, right? Yeah. It's like,
well, we're assuming shooter, right?
Yeah, exactly. They just say competitive game, I think, in the game listing, right?
Competitive PvP, esports, focus, game.
Right.
Now,
I gotta assume if it wasn't though, right?
You gotta assume like Bungie's strongest suit, right? The best thing they have going for them as a studio is their movement and gunplay. Like it's just, I mean, having spent a lot of time in the past month alone playing a bunch of other games, one of the things you always keep coming back to, no matter how bad Destiny might be with its sandbox and meta, all that stuff, you always come back to the fact that, geez, man, Bungie makes really good movement and shooting. Like they're just so freaking good at it. So you got to imagine they're going to play their strengths, I would think.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they didn't make a shooter. And, you know, but it also makes you wonder, like, but like what? Like an arena shooter? Is it going to be like a tac shooter like freaking Valorant? Because like,
is it going to be a hero based?
Yeah. What is that going to be? What does that look like? Is it going to be a BR game? Are they going to finally do a BR game? One of the best feeling BR games we've ever seen. I don't know. I really
here's
don't know.
The problem. Here's an interesting kind of thing to think about is like, so if they're making another PvP game, if they're making a competitive arena shooter, on the one hand, you're kind of excited because you're like, well, now they could make maybe like a Destiny PvP type of game that isn't constrained to PvE, right? Like they want to add cool PvE stuff, but that breaks PvP all the time and vice versa, right? So now it's like you can just balance everything for PvP perfectly. You don't have to worry about this entire other part of the game. So on the one hand, you're kind of excited, right? But on the other hand, you could easily surmise that, hold on, is the reason we haven't gotten a map in 2 years is because all the people who make maps are working on this new IP.
right?
Man, I sure hope not.
Doesn't it make sense though if you're making a competitive shooter game to put your best PvP guys on that project?
That's the scary
Therefore,
thing.
taking them away from Destiny.
Like,
That's
I
just
get
common
that, but
sense that you would do that.
I know, but at the same time, that kind of pissed me off because
Oh yeah,
because you have not communicated to your audience. You've got this huge dedicated PvP community who's just constantly just like, we're sticking it out, we're riding it out, we're waiting for that content, man. We're still waiting, you know, just to keep them on the hook like that with I mean, if you're gonna do that, I think you owe it to your dedicated PvP community to say, listen, we're gonna continue to support Destiny's PvP experience with sandbox updates, but we're working on some other stuff, so you're not going to see any fresh PvP like maps and game modes for a little while.
yeah, you gotta tell us.
Because so many people, like me included, man, we just been sticking it out. We just been riding it out, just thinking maybe this time, maybe this season, maybe this update's going to be different. Is there going to be a secret map they drop like they did back in year one? They would do that. Did that a couple of times. Like, by the way, new map. Remember when Emperor's Respite came out? By the way, I thought that was a great map. But it launched when the first team beat
The raid.
the Leviathan raid.
Yeah.
And they're like, by the way, new map, Emperor's Respite is now
Hey,
active.
where the hell?
We're like, bro, yeah.
Again, like how hard is it to make a new PvP map? Like, get it together.
If you're
It
not gonna
it
make,
can't be that difficult. Like,
if
come
you're-
on.
if you're not gonna make new maps, then why did
Tell
you
us.
take half of them out? Like,
Yeah.
I
It's
don't know,
insane.
man.
And new game modes too. It's like, again, it's like how do you not have the resources to make new game modes? Like, dial it back on like making 40,000 different shaders. All right. And make a new map, right? Like, but I know it's not the same people working on it, but it is a little bit concerning when you think about it that way. Could this new IP be hurting Destiny 2 because all the main PvP people are on this new IP?
100%, because it's like, well, who else is going to be on that IP? They're not going to hire like a bunch of unknown staff. They're going to get the people that know how to build Destiny. Like, honestly, get Vicarious Visions in there or something. Like, I can't.
Yeah,
I know they
like,
can now, but like.
But yeah, and do you think that would hurt them though? Because it's like, if they pull everyone off to make this new game, and Destiny 2 PvP is not in a good spot, and they try to announce this new competitive shooter, I don't think that's going to help them because everyone's going to say, you left Destiny 2 PvP in shambles. Destiny 2 PvP proves that you guys don't know what you're doing. I mean, clearly you could make the argument that with Beyond Light, Bungie, the Bungie QA, or at least like something went wrong there. Like, there's no way, there's no way a competent like tester would have been like, this is fine. I almost think that the testers were saying we have problems. Stasis is very oppressive. And the people who made Stasis, their egos got in the way, and they said, no, it's gonna be fine. It's so cool, it's so awesome. Let's ship it, right? Or they thought it's gonna be a little bit more powerful. Maybe they didn't realize how much more powerful, but they thought it's gonna be a little bit more powerful, so it's gonna generate sales. But it's like, you could point to that and say, how could we have faith in you guys designing a new completely PvP game when you clearly they do not know how to balance Destiny PvP,
Right?
Yeah.
or have messed up countless times. Like, you have had it balanced, but you've also screwed it up beyond mention. Like,
I gotta say, while we're in this limbo stage, though, wondering what the new IP is going to be and wondering when Destiny 2's current PvP experience is going to get better, there is at least this sort of this shred of hope, this beacon, this shining light, and that is Apex
Lord of the Rings.
Legends.
Oh wait, no, that got canceled. We'll talk about that after.
Oh, I skipped that.
No, I wanted to jump. I was gonna say, can we jump ahead to that because we're kind of talking.
jump ahead to Apex
it would be
Legends, yeah.
applicable. Apex Legends. So if you were not familiar and you hear Apex Legends, you're like, it's a battle royale. Listen, one of the things that Respawn has been hearing time and time again is like, yo, man, Apex is great, but we really just love Titanfall, man. Are we gonna get a Titanfall 3? And Respawn keeps saying there's no Titanfall 3. There's absolutely zero work being done on a Titanfall 3 game. And everyone's so bummed about that, like, but you guys make such good arena shooters. Well, guess what? They are like dropping these like mega hints right now about an Apex Legends arena mode. And I want to unpack this a little bit because it's actually really cool how they have brought this.
It's huge news.
The way they've brought this in is so cool. So if you're a Titanfall 2 or Titanfall gamer, right? If you like Titanfall 2, which if you played the campaign, it's an exceptional campaign. There's a boss fight where you have on top of this ship that's like flying through the air, you have this boss fight with a guy in a North Star mech, right? In a Titan. And his name's Viper. It's this really cool fight. You know, you think you beat him, and then he ends up flying back up and like rips the arm off of BT. It's like this big showdown, right? And you're like, oh, I gotta kill this guy. It was one of the best boss fights in the game. Well, we know that the two worlds, Apex Legends and Titanfall, are in the same universe. They've told us that. They've kind of had some hints back and forth before. But what they did with this new tease, this new season that's coming out, they're like, hey, the new character is Valkyrie. She's the daughter of that guy you killed. That's Viper's daughter. So there's already this like immediate link between the two worlds where you're like, oh, that's really cool. They released this like 8.5-minute cinematic. Like it wasn't like some little teaser. It was like a short episode of an animated show, right? It was super cool with her backstory, salvaging parts from her dad's mech. And so you're already thinking, oh, this is really cool. We're finally tying in Titanfall. This will look kind of appease to the Titanfall fans. But Respawn said months ago, hey, by the way, this new season coming up, it's not like a season. We're not even gonna brand it as a season. It's more like the next giant installment of what Apex Legends can be. And Titanfall players, you're gonna love it. They literally said that. So what does that mean? Well, they had this new teaser go live in the game where you have to do this like puzzle where you have to collect these things around both of the maps that are in the game right now. So you got to play a while just to collect all these things, and you piece together this code. And then you go to the firing range, you put the code in, a dropship comes and flies you away, where you have this encounter with a character from Titanfall 2 named Ash, who was a Titan pilot, and she hosted the arena where she pitted pilots against each other in your arena fight, your PvP in Titanfall 2. So you encounter her, and she says, basically, impress me in the arena. I'm ready to see what you got. It's like, they literally call it the arena.
Right.
And so...
It's coming. It's coming. Arena
it's coming.
Dude, so huge. Because, like, I loved Titanfall, or Apex. The worst part, though, I'm not a huge Battle Royale fan. It's like I don't want to get third party constantly. That was the main Titanfall 2, that you just get third party constantly. People just like wait in the bushes until you're low health and then come out. And it's like, but now if you could just have like 6v6 with the Titanfall, their Apex Legends characters, holy crap, that's gonna open up like so many people who don't like battle royales, but like, I mean, the gunplay is phenomenal. It's from the people who made Modern Warfare 2, right? Vince Zampella and Jason West left, and now so it's like the gunplay could not be better, right? The abilities are awesome.
You're telling me they like hero shooters and stuff.
Now you're telling me it's like an arena mode? Like, this is fantastic.
And here's the thing though, is like it could be like Slayer, like TDM. It could be objective game modes. How do you know this isn't Overwatch? Like, how do you know it's not like an Overwatch type thing?
Dude, yeah.
What if this is the next big game and it's sitting right in front of us? Think about when Apex came out. Apex did very well. It kind of blew up. You know, we've seen Valorant. Valorant kind of blew up. Who's to say that this isn't the game that Ninja, Courage, Lupo, all the big guys, Dr. Disrespect that are playing, Shroud are on top of it because it's number one, it's good. It's got that audience. This could be one of those next Fortnites, and it's right here in front of us. Like,
yeah.
It has the potential.
It could be huge.
Of any of the games coming out, it has the potential because Respawn
absolutely
has that quality of gameplay. So if they can make maps that are good, game modes that are good, like this is potentially one of the first things into what? Halo Infinite? What other shooter game is coming out that's going to be able to compete? I don't know.
The Bungie shooter?
Yeah, in 4 years, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's right, yeah. They're just now hiring talent. It's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
It is huge news. Like, that is a big deal.
Well,
that it can get like a normal multiplayer arena mode.
Yeah, and Apex has been absolutely slaying now. They've been breaking records. They've been hitting concurrent player counts that are astronomical. They've been releasing banger seasons. They're making absolute bank on their events that they're doing and the cosmetics they've been releasing. They are rolling in the cash. They've got the capital. They got the talent. Oh, man, I'm ready to see what this is going to be about. And,
like, I feel like right now they do have a lot of, like, they've got like a very large like Japanese and like Korean audience and stuff. But I feel like the North American audience has fallen off a little bit more with Apex. Maybe this brings it all back. Like, don't get me wrong, there is a lot of player base still, and like they're doing great. But I feel like there has been a bit of a lull in Apex, despite strong numbers. None of my friends are playing Apex. Like, not a lot of them are, like, well, okay, other than you, but like, you're not my friend, right? You're my podcast host. I'm just kidding. I love you. I'm just kidding. But like,
no, like,
I don't know. No one else is really playing Apex other than like here and there.
I think Warzone has taken a huge chunk out of that. But like, if you do have this arena mode, a lot of those COD people are playing COD. They're playing 6v6, or they're playing Search and Destroy, or whatever. They're playing the arena portions of it, right? So you attract a huge audience in North America that love those arena shooters.
Well, I mean, we can even jump on the Warzone thing right now. They just had another huge fail. It's like, when are people going to just give up on COD?
Oh, yeah. So they had this crazy event where they nuked the map, and it's a cool event for sure. But this whole season has been zombies moving to different areas of the map. That's it. Nothing has gotten too crazy until recently. Yeah. And everyone's been joking that nuke the map. All you did was nuke the servers because it was a constant crashes and issues. Like, people log on excited to see this big event. They crash, they get kicked out of the game. It's just ruined for them. Yeah, and it's just like they've just really dropped the ball on a lot of quality assurance issues recently, like a lot.
Well, that's the thing, and like they're doing things that are making the players angry. Like, it's one thing to have the servers, but then like the crossbow thing happening. Like, there's just so many things that people have to be fed up. People are upset with the balance in Warzone, and so if they do have a brand new shooter with
2 days ago. So people are like, it just boggles the mind, like, who's making these decisions? Because people were furious about like guns like the FAMAS, because it was killing in, or the FF, whatever it was called in the game, but it was killing in like a 0.4 time to kill, 0.4 something with full armor. And if you go back a few seasons, it was like a 0.5, 0.6 time to kill with the meta guns. So it shows like massive power creep. Like, Bungie's really trying to get power creep under control for their credit. Call of Duty just doesn't care. Every DLC, every season, the weapons are more powerful than the last. They're just constantly trying to one-up themselves, right? To make easy sales. So people are upset about a 0.4 time to kill. They introduced these pistols. And these pistols, you can make them fully automatic with 80-round drum magazines. And with two of them, with two of them, your time to kill is 0.2. So people are just melting each other with these pistols. It's like so outrageously overpowered. They had to nerf them like 4 days later or something. It's like, it's like, how are these getting in the game? It's so clearly broken. Like, what are you guys doing? So, like, just leading up to this event in the last week, they released another like outrageously overpowered weapon, and everyone complained about it. It's like every new weapon is like so broken. It seems like.
I just want to know, when are these companies going to
test their freaking game?
When are they going to be properly, well, not even that, but when are they going to be properly prepared for launch days, big events, like server side? Like, cause how common is it nowadays where you just expect it? Hey, if there's a new event, most likely not going to be able to play. It's going to be unplayable for 24 hours. You know what I mean?
It's like, because they kind of want to cheap out on the servers, so they don't have the server infrastructure for that big day. They have their servers are prepared for the average. So when the big day comes, they always fail.
I mean, Path of Exile just failed theirs too. It's like, how many times are games going to launch and do these things, and then no one can play on the first couple of days? Like, it just looks bad.
Outriders, Path of Exile, Warzone, Destiny when it has new content, the server issues. Like, it's like, it gets tiring as a gamer. It just gets tiring.
It's like, spend the money to get a few more servers and then like drop them later when the population goes down. But like you said, Tash, it looks bad. Your new game, your new thing is launching and no one can play, and everyone's on Twitter bitching about it. It's like, it doesn't look good. It's a PR disaster. Like, just spend a little bit of extra money on some servers for that initial launch. Yeah. And if you have a smooth launch, it'll do wonders for your game.
That's right, because as it stands with a lot of these launches and event days, the very first articles out there from IGN and Forbes and GameSpot are about how you can't play it and about how crappy it is. So the very first press that people are seeing is bad press.
Yeah, it's like, why? It's like, and balance issues too. It's frustrating because it's like, if I was doing if any of us three were doing testing for Warzone and we got our hands on those pistols and did a time to kill calculation and used them for a bit on bots, we'd be like, you can't release these, you idiots. Like, this is overpowered. It would take any creator, anyone who plays the game, it would take them 10 seconds to realize that you can't release these. It's too powerful. So it's like, how does he keep getting released? And I think it really is that they know they're overpowered, but they're doing it because it's the new thing and you have to buy the new season to get new things. So they're willing to destroy the meta of their game to make a few sales. It's kind of crazy.
It's like you say that, and then Elite said it looks bad, but it still makes them money and it pays their bills. I think they couldn't care less. But at what point is the complacencies of these companies, is it going to lead to their sales dropping? Is it going to lead to people leaving? Or does it open the door for Apex to put out an arena mode and everyone goes, all right, let's play this, and everyone moves? I feel like at this point, these companies, it's their market share to lose. It's their audience to lose because they continually are just milking them and just giving them those little daggers. But eventually something will come along. I don't know when, but it will come along. It will release and everyone's going to go, this is it. This is the new main game. This is where I'm going to spend my money. This is where I'm going to spend my time. And good luck trying to get them back because they're going to remember all that shitty stuff. So they have the choice. Do we play Warzone with a couple updates or this new game that from the start we've really enjoyed? And, you know, it's eventually that it has to shift.
But like, games are getting so solid these days. There's so many options. There's no room for complacency. Like, and I think Call of Duty was able to get away with it this year because Battlefield 5 sucked. But if Battlefield 6 brings it and there's a Battlefield 6 Battle Royale that's like free to play, dude, people are gone. They're going to get killed by those stupid pistols and they're going to turn off their game and they're going to load up Battlefield and say, I'm not doing this, right? Like, the complacency just will not be able to stand for much longer.
Yeah, it has to change.
Now speaking of complacency, let's go back, talk about, so a new Lord of the Rings MMO, which was announced 2 years ago. And obviously, like, a solid Lord of the Rings MMO, you have such a rich
world
universe. There's such a dedicated fan base. There's so much lore, so many cool things. Like, there's so many just like weapons, like famous weapons within that world that you could have these cool swords, battle axes, whatever, helmets. It doesn't matter. As MMO rewards, raid drops and stuff. It seems like a no-brainer to make a Lord of the Rings MMO. Like, what a fantastic idea. But Amazon Gaming is in charge, and that is the beginning of the end, because Amazon has unlimited resources except for anything they actually want to do other than, like, you know, pay people nothing. So it's like Amazon has dropped this new Lord of the Rings game after 2 years. Apparently there's some sort of issue with Tencent that they couldn't come to some sort of agreement, and so Amazon was just pulled the plug on the entire project. They're like, nope.
Which makes you wonder, like, how much progress had they made on that thing?
Maybe it was like catastrophically bad, like they're very far behind or having huge issues. But again, it's like, how does Amazon not have the resources to fix it?
Yeah. And it's a bummer because for Lord of the Rings fans who are really looking forward to that, now it sets you back as a gamer who's a Lord of the Rings fan who was waiting for someone to pick up, you know, a contract and, you know, make a relationship and start making a game that would really scratch that itch. Now you got to wait even longer because now they got to, who knows?
Yeah, who's going to pick it up?
If you're going to pick it up, pick up the project, or pick a new spin on it and start from literally ground zero again.
And who has the money to do it? Like, making a game is expensive. Making an MMO is really expensive. So chances are there will not be a Lord of the Rings MMO anytime soon. We're talking maybe ever. Like,
Amazon acquired the Lord of the Rings IP, and they also, like, definitely, like, I wonder if it was like at the same time, because the Lord of the Rings TV series is releasing somewhat soon, correct?
I don't know.
They're like,
I don't know when it's releasing.
Maybe not soon, but Amazon Prime has a Lord of the Rings TV show. Apparently they're filming like all 5 seasons in one go or some crazy thing like that. I don't know.
Really?
But maybe that was acquired at the same time. So they acquire the IP and they can make a game and they make the TV show, right? 2 years ago. That kind of seems like relatively decent timing. So, like, maybe it was kind of an issue of they had this IP and they're like, well, let's just make a game. and they really didn't dedicate enough resources and attention to it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I mean, they canceled that Crucible game. It's like they keep trying to make these games
So
and then
quick, dude.
And then they cancel them, and it's like, maybe you guys don't know what you're doing. Like,
Dude, yeah, Amazon's like, we're taking gaming seriously. Then
but
it's
we're
like
canceling everything.
yeah, every game they do, it's like
then they
never
just take
mind.
their studio and they're like,
Like they have one problem, one thing is unbalanced. They're like, cancel it, cancel the game. Like Jesus.
Yeah.
But wait, we could just fix that. No, I don't like it. It's over. It's just weird. I don't know. I wanted Lord of the Rings to happen.
Maybe that's why they're canceling it. Is like because Amazon has so much resources, it doesn't care about the sunk costs. It's like, people aren't liking the game or it's not going well. Screw it. Start over. We don't care.
Yeah.
Could be.
Like maybe.
Who knows?
It seems so silly.
Yeah. I'm salty about it. And it's like, what else do they have in the pipeline? Because like Crucible's gone. They just canceled this game. What is Amazon working? What is this game studio working on?
Not much, dude. They're working at just trying to figure out the next game to cancel, basically.
They're gonna cancel the whole game studio soon if they don't like shape up. Because
honestly, like what? It's such a joke because it's like, oh, like I said, it's like we're gonna take gaming seriously. They haven't released one. They haven't really released one game. The Crucible went to beta, or hold on, I gotta look up what Amazon is releasing.
nothing. It'll be a blank sheet. But I'm just thinking, like Lord of the Rings, you could fight the Balrog. You could
Dude,
fight like big trolls.
Cave troll.
Like, there's so many things you could fight.
Amazon Games is making New World.
Oh yeah, they've got a different MMO.
That one does have some promise.
Yeah, until one thing's broken, they cancel it. New World,
they have server issues on launch day. And they're like, call it off.
Yeah.
Call it off.
Yeah, I mean
that would be good. I mean, if New World pops off, it'd be great to have another MMO. But they were working on multiple MMOs. Jesus.
No,
some big game.
Amazon
some big influencers are really liking New World.
Dude, that's all I went on their games and it's New World. That's it. Their games is New World. That's it. That's the only thing Amazon is doing right now. New World. I go to the Amazon Games official AmazonGames.com shop. It's New World Deluxe Edition, New World Standard Edition. That's it. That's the only game they have anything to do with. Is New World.
It better
be good.
It better be good.
But
All
like,
the rings
or
are
else they're
going
gonna have
down.
to
if you're a fan of New World though, isn't that like kind of sketchy? Where it's like, dude, this game starts off a little bit of a rocky start. They're just gonna freaking cancel it.
Right.
Like,
don't get too invested. Like you
Yeah,
never know
honestly,
what they're gonna do. Like
that's kind of scary.
you're gonna be going in for your first raid, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, by the way, next week we're shutting the game down after
Yeah,
80 hours into the game."
yeah,
Oh,
literally,
no.
dude. Like it doesn't inspire confidence. Like if you're like wanting to play New World, you're kind of like, oh.
Speaking of maybe losing some confidence in a game that's yet to release, a lot of people are looking forward to Overwatch 2's release. But Blizzard just lost Jeff Kaplan. Jeff Kaplan was the lead on Overwatch. He was game director on Overwatch. He got there because he was initially a designer in World of Warcraft. So he worked on a lot of the quests that you love. He was a quest designer in World of Warcraft. Are the guys Warcraft gamers? I think Mike, you were a Warcraft.
I played Classic a little bit, but
yeah. So Kaplan started out there. So he's been there for almost 20 years and stepping down now, which is kind of concerning. You know, a lot of people really believe in him. Because he had another project after World of Warcraft that they were going to do that ended up getting canceled. But they took they salvaged some of the things from that project and made Overwatch from it. So Overwatch is definitely birthed out of a lot of his work as well. But a lot of people are really concerned about him leaving. I'm not sure that I am though, because
I think it's massively concerning.
I don't think so, because Aaron Keller's taken over, and he's been there just as long. He worked on Warcraft right there next to him, and I think that 20 years of working as the guy's second in command. I don't know. I mean, I think I want to see what he's got. I've got at least some confidence in him.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: is like, yeah, he's been there for 20 years, and I'm not saying for him necessarily, because like I think people have liked him overall. He's been a good dev, but like, what if hypothetically at some of these companies, the people that are in charge are not good at their job. Like, there's a very real possibility that in many of these companies, the people that are in charge of balance for PvP are not the best person to be balancing the PvP.
Sure.
And maybe they've been at the company for a long time. I'm not saying that Jeff Kaplan is, but like, who's to say that there isn't someone else very capable there that will replace them? And like, the game industry does keep growing. There is a ton of people that are getting educated and growing in the industry. There might be some rock stars that just haven't had a chance to shine yet because there've been people that are, you know, there with seniority for so long. Maybe it's time. Shake it up. Blizzard hasn't been doing amazing, right?
That's the other part.
I'm looking at this article right now. Our mentors are leaving in droves. Blizzard staff are organizing to demand better compensation. Because remember, we reported on like how the Blizzard has undergone a ton of problems. There's a ton of people leaving Blizzard. Like, a lot of the main guys behind Blizzard have left and are working on their own studios. And so the Jeff Kaplan thing, that's why it's concerning. You're right. There could be something better, someone even better to replace him. But like, why is he leaving? And he's not the first. He's another in a long line of people from Blizzard very upset with how they're being treated. And like, didn't recently it come out? Maybe we covered this news story that they fired a bunch of people at Blizzard and they gave them Battle.net cards. Like they gave them a Battle.net like coupon as like part of their compensation package. Like, you're fired, here's $50 to spend on Battle.net, like literally.
And then the CEO gets $10 million bonus, and it's like
20. Yeah, the CEO of Activision, because this all started happening when Activision took over, and the CEO Bobby Kovac or whatever the heck, he got like $25 million in a year. We're at like, hold on, I gotta look this up.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, if you can't retain those good people, like, that is also years of industry knowledge going away. That's right. It's probably not that they fired him. It's because he just didn't want to be there anymore, and he wanted something new or to do a different project, or you know, like with some of the Destiny stuff back in the day, you know, some of the people were leaving because they didn't have faith in it anymore, or their ideas were getting squashed or whatever. Like, maybe Overwatch 2 isn't turning into what he wanted it to be, or
maybe.
Yeah. I'm reading it right now. Jason Schreier report on it. So the people who got fired, tons of people got fired in Activision layoffs, and part of their compensation package was a $200 Battle.net gift card.
Perfect. That's all you need.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you need. Take that to the bank.
That's kind of funny, but also horrible.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of surprised with the quality of games coming out lately. Like, when is the next golden age of gaming? I feel like there's obviously been some amazing games, but I feel like there's always these big glaring issues, whether it's the network or whether it's balance or whether it's lack of content or whatever it is. There's all these games that are like almost there, but not quite. There's a Genshin that for the first week is like, oh my god, this is sick. And then you realize that it's a gambling simulator and there's not a lot of content.
Here's my perfect scenario. Some of these like indie games that were made by one guy, 5 guys, you know what I mean? Some of these indie games, I wish they would get picked up by some of these like medium-sized studios. Think about like if Vicarious Visions was like, dude, your core concept was incredible, dude, for Phasmophobia, and people love it. But dude, let's be honest, you can't keep up. You can't pump out content. These people are like demanding more from you, and you're just one dude. Listen, we can help you out. We can make this game a banger, and we're not here to milk you for money. We're not here to be big Activision, gonna come in and scoop you up and run away with your project and kill it and make some cash off it. Nah, man, we really want to make this thing successful. I mean, that's like my perfect scenarios. All these little indie games that people love, but they drop off because it's made by one guy or 10 guys, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because they can't keep up with the demand. I want them to get partnered with some of these medium-sized studios that are just banger studios. Like Vicarious Visions, because everything they've touched that we've seen recently has been...
Activision own them, though?
Own?
Yeah.
I think so. I want to say they do.
They definitely are not an independent studio. Activision owns them because they were assigned to work on Destiny.
I think you might be right about that.
So,
and now they're on like Diablo and stuff.
But I
There
wonder
is
what
no-
that
There
relationship looks
is
like.
no independent medium-sized studios basically because they get snatched up by the big boys, and the big boys just care about profit, so they will gut the game for everything it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we don't want to happen.
Yep.
So what are we sitting in this dark, dreary world where Apex is our only potential hope for the next 6 months?
I mean, there's
Like
there
maybe
is
some MMOs this summer, like New World,
Yeah, there is-
Ashes of Creation, but
yeah. There's a lot of good games out there, but yeah, there's also a lot of disappointment, unfortunately.
do you guys have any games where you're like you're preying on it? Like that's the
No.
one you're zeroed in on? Or you just
No.
kind of play in the field?
After Borderlands
Sleeping
3
around with
was
games?
after Borderlands 3 was a disappointment. That like, I just hope Destiny gets good again. Honestly,
Yeah.
like that's the only thing I'm hoping for.
Yeah. And that's where we're
depressing.
at.
It's sad boy hours.
The
that's for sure.
RGH podcast with no games. Maybe Halo Infinite 2 years from now when it fully launches.
Yeah. Well, the good news is that Twitch will screw up enough to single-handedly keep our podcast alive.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
Is that it for the main topics today, though?
I think so.
I think
so.
we hit them all. So what we'll do is we will do some RGH After Dark, which is just us memeing around and chatting with you guys, answering questions, maybe even shaking our butts a little bit. I don't know if that...
Who knows?
What's that?
It depends
We
on
get
how many
banned?
donations we get.
Okay. Okay. That's
Listen, I'm gonna
awesome.
inflate this hot tub back here real quick.
Oh my.
Wait,
Oh
what?
my-
Hold
Hold on.
Tub stream?
So normally we used to do members only, but we decided to just completely open up for the public. So if you're in chat, go ahead, ask whatever questions you want about gaming, about whatever. If you do want to become a member and support us and what we do, and also obviously get priority in the question asking, you can click the link that I think he just posted, or at least I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a great way to support us, help us cover the cost of the podcast.
Oh, also, because
And-
we forgot to do it, we're sponsored by Advanced GG.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Get some focus
I actually,
with code RGH, 10% off.
I've got some Kakkis Kiwi Lime in here right now. Actually,
Take a sip and try not to gag.
Oh shit!
I'm kidding. It's
I'm
good.
gonna be real. I really like this flavor.
It's got a good,
I
little
drink,
sour
I drink
to
it a lot. I drink it a lot now.
Yeah, it's real easy drinking, baby. Kakkis Kiwi Lime.
It's not like a bang in your
Yeah,
face
it
kind
doesn't
of
punch
thing.
you in the
It's
face.
just a nice subtle.
It's a nice
kiwi lime.
smooth. It's exactly what you want. Unlike I'm not gonna name names, but a certain mango flavor really kind of like almost just too much. It's like calm down. Like I know you're trying to be so brash, so bold. The person who made it probably like screams all the time for no reason in stream. So
What the?
You know.
Who are you talking? I don't even know who you're referencing.
I just did.
Okay, so we got a little donation here from Tweedledum. Hey, that's Kakkis' nickname. Cheers,
come on.
gents. Tweedle with a $5 donation. Devin Carr. Hey guys, love the show with a $5. Which of you has been making content the longest? I
Probably.
think Kakkis.
Probably
Is it
me.
okay?
Yeah, because
It's-
he had a channel before Destiny.
I've been on for like 10 years doing Destiny, basically.
I'm
Or
I'm
doing
going on my
content.
8th. Like I'm in my 7th year right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
been here
same.
for. That's why it's like it's always funny when you see people being like, can you give me tips to become a creator? It's like I had to grind 10 years to like get where I'm
Yeah.
at, bro. Like that's the biggest thing. It's like if you're not willing to like work on it for years and years and years, and even like Ninja, like Ninja was a nobody for years and years and years until he just hit it big with Fortnite, right? So it's like
Yeah, like he was
It-
playing
He
Destiny.
was not a nobody before
Not-
Fortnite.
okay, not a nobody.
Just
That's
to be
true.
clear.
Yeah, no,
true,
but,
not no, but certainly nobody compared to what he is now.
but even when
right?
Destiny 1 came out, he had like maybe 100, 200 viewers during like the beta and the alpha, and there was other
Mhm.
people that had way more. And then like he had that eye surgery, so
Yeah.
he kind of missed Destiny. But like he was at a point where like Dado and stuff was like way bigger, and like a lot of people were way bigger, and he was playing Halo and stuff. But like it was really when he started playing H1Z1 and all the BR games that he like really took off. But
Yeah.
it just takes
But it's-
time. I mean, how long?
yeah, like
it
that-
took 2
it-
years for me to get 1,000 subs.
Dude, yeah. So
it's
unless you're an
impossible.
industry plant, like it's gonna take you years and years
Right.
and years to blow up, right? So like that's the thing. It's like if you can't handle being a like getting 50 views for like 4 years, like it's not meant. You're not cut out for it, honestly.
Oh, that's right. Someone asked in chat. Is this true? DCP. I was on DCP last week, and they kind of pseudo called us out, like, "Hey, you guys want to like, do a podcast against podcast kind of a thing, like a throwdown in the game?" And
in what?
In Destiny, and they're like, "But we need everybody to be drinking."
I'm down.
That's the handicap.
Maybe
they don't know that's the source of my power, and I kept that to myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like they're like,
always drunk.
Oh, we'll handicap them by making them drunk. It's like, are you serious? Like we're handicapped without.
I become more powerful than you. Yeah, exactly.
He handicaps himself every day. Might as well spice it up. We got another $2 donation. Have you considered having guests on the podcast? We won't have.
We've been over this. We've been over this a lot of times, but it's okay if you haven't heard. We are not a guest podcast. We don't plan on having guests. It's just us three vibing.
They never come back because Kackis would interrupt them so many times.
Exactly. The other two hosts can barely get a word in edgewise, and you want a fourth person here? You're out of your mind, dude.
Yeah. Finite Impactor, Tashman, would you put a tomato in a fruit salad? No, that would ruin it. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Someone ban him for even suggesting that.
Get him out of here.
Refund the $5. No, thank you so much, man. Pineapple on your pizza, that I can get behind at Adan Clement. Do you guys like pineapple on pizza? Like
I don't care
Hawaiian?
I love like pineapple. It's just fresh cut up. That's it.
I love, dude, a good Hawaiian pizza is really tasty. It's nice.
And it's like sweet. You got the ham, you got the cheese.
Yeah. And you dip it in, if you have a ranch, a nice, good quality like ranch sauce, it's amazing, dude.
Like if you put pineapple in like a pepperoni pizza, like, get the hell out of here.
It's people don't understand. It's like, it's a Hawaiian pizza its own thing. Like it has ham instead of pepperoni. It's like that sweeter, like kind of flavor. It's delicious.
I don't
get all the hate for pineapple.
I don't hate on it. I just don't like it. If I'm gonna put pineapple on a savory food, though, if you've not had this, if you've not tried this before, like that you slice it like the circular style cut of pineapple.
Yep.
And put it on top of a burger.
Yeah, but that's actually not like bad. A similar.
That's not
never
bad.
Tried that.
Yeah, I've tried. It's pretty.
Do you know
decent.
Where it's good too, though? On a taco. I feel like you could make it happen with a taco. Some spiciness. Because you can do like chipotle mango, but like maybe like a little chipotle pineapple.
I was gonna say you can have like a pineapple and or mango salsa for like a sweeter salsa.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll research it. Chip Cunningham, can we remove the strike subclass requirement? You must use solar for credit. Oh yeah, that stuff is annoying. I just want to use what I want.
No, I don't mind it because it's like it actually makes you switch things up. Otherwise, it's like it would get so much more boring if you just put on. At least it makes you like, oh, we're doing solar today. Let me switch this and we put on a new exotic. I actually don't mind it because otherwise, it's like you're just gonna get so bored using the same thing every week.
You just love Destiny, so you'll just defend it no matter what, won't you?
Sorry,
won't you? What is it? Pay your bills or something? Goddamn sellout.
I have been called a blind fanboy and a ridiculous hater at the same time. It's pretty interesting.
I'll have to clip it for you. I went to bat for you today. I'll have you know that. Someone was joking in my chat today about how long your intros are, and I popped off on him. I was like, listen, all right, that joke's run its course. Okay. You go watch any Kackis video, it's what is up, guys? Rick Kackis here, and today. And you're into it. And you're there.
I've said before, like, it's like, I remember in the big raid guide, I mentioned, hey, this entire thing is time-stamped. Check the description to go to whatever you want, because it's all one video. It's not separate. The entire raid's in one video. It's time-stamped. And someone is like, counted that as part of my intro and like sent me like, oh, look at how long it is. And it's like, I'm not even allowed to say like, hey guys, for your convenience, so you don't have to watch 10 different videos. It's all time-stamped and you can just click whatever part you want. It's like, you're the devil. It's just weird, jealous Redditors whose Twitch channels died. That's what I've realized. It's very weird.
Toxic, but also probably true.
I mean,
we got another $5. What about your wives guest starring? That would be fun.
That would be
that'd
funny.
Be dangerous.
Dangerous. We don't know.
Why do you say that?
Trust them.
Because the last time the six of us all got together, that gaming night was super fun. But
my wife showed everyone their boobs. Like
I wasn't gonna say it.
like, yeah, what were we playing? And she was
I
like,
still missed that part.
That was talking. That was Jackbox talking.
oh
points
yeah, we're playing
game.
a game where she had to like.
That was my prompt too.
Yeah,
and
I can't remember.
I was like, no one's gonna take this, and she ran with it.
It was good. Oh, whatever it was good. I loved it. I'm not gonna get into the details, but
this was Mike the whole time.
I was like, damn.
Oh my goodness.
We got another donation here. I was saying it for the meme with the tomato. What's everyone's thoughts on spicier food like a ghost pepper chili or habanero sauce?
I am a spicy fan.
I cannot handle. I get mild, dude. I'm fine. I'll eat spice all day long. It's the others when it goes through, my body rejects it, dude. It's not by choice. It's just
love spicy food,
dude. I eat like a fucking. I put pepper on something and my body like revolts. I'm just kidding. Not really. Not that bad, but it's not good.
I've watched Mike eat curry.
Oh, and I sweat like a pig, but I like the flavor.
Was there.
Was I there too? I remember him sweating like crazy at something. Maybe this was something different.
It was just underneath Bungie Studios. They got that little
I remember him sweating at a meal.
Ramen place.
Sweating like a pig. Maybe it was the ramen place. I don't know.
One time I looked at a bottle of Frank's Red Hot and I sweating. I'm pretty like it has to have a good flavor. I'm not gonna eat a ghost pepper just to burn my tongue.
Dude, that's the thing. I do. No one actually likes ghost pepper. You eat a ghost pepper because you're like, dude, all these chicks are gonna see me sweating my ass off eating these wings and think, oh my gosh, you see him eat that ghost pepper?
He's so tough.
Oh my god, like take me. You're so tough. You can eat spicy food. It's like, bro, literally no one cares that you ate a ghost pepper wing.
Right.
Like nobody cares.
Yeah. I have this meat topper that I do. I call it my meat topper, and don't run with that. But what I do, because my dad grows peppers, and so I'll do red chili peppers, habanero peppers, and jalapeno, and I'll dice them up real fine with onion and lime juice and lemon juice, and I mix it all together, and then I'll make a burger, throw it on top. Make a steak, throw it on top. You know, any kind of meat I did.
If I ate that out, I'd die. Like,
but also
my body, I would melt from the inside
and
out.
a little cilantro.
Like, I would just die.
It's so good.
I got a quick question before we read the other ones here. Do you have like eggs in the morning? Like, do you enjoy eggs and toast and stuff in the morning, or is it?
I don't like if you fry an egg, that fried egg texture, hate it. Scrambled eggs, hard boiled eggs, love it.
Right. But what about like just like if it's not all like crispy, is that the issue with the fried egg?
It's like if you fries kind of gets weird and crispy. But it's like if it was in a sandwich, I can handle it.
Right. Okay.
I love a runny yolk and a solid white.
Well, the one thing I've been doing is we do, like over easy kind of eggs, and salt and pepper. But we started adding a little cayenne pepper, just a skosh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, cayenne on an egg is good choice.
Is nice. I will never go back. It's such a nice little kick of heat. And I feel like it just goes with everything. Gets in the yolk, and it's just incredible. So if you guys are watching and you've never had a little cayenne on your eggs, give it a try. People try to add like Frank's Red Hot on their eggs, and I'm like, get that shit out of here.
No, I'm not about that.
It's like vinegar. It's gross. Okay. Jean-Philippe with a new Real Gamer membership. Finite Impactor with another one. We got 2 new members. Thank you so much. And a bunch of donations. A bunch of 5s and 4s. Thank you. Appreciate it. Put an egg. Listen to that. Hey, so you get your little meat topper, and then an egg, and then the burger. Have you had an egg on a burger?
Oh, yeah.
I've done, yeah.
It's not bad.
So what if you put the meat topper on top? You got spicy, you got the egg, you got the meat.
All right, calm down.
Okay, I'm just I've been watching some Gordon Ramsay lately. I've been thinking about all the food.
I might like Eggs Benedict. I eat Eggs Benedict all the time. I love Eggs Benedict.
Yeah, he's a king of the Benedict.
But that's it. Right. That is the kind of egg I like, right? It's very runny. It's not that like fried egg texture. I don't like the fried. It's like a gross. It's like where it gets like filmy on the bottom. If you leave it like a second too long, get that shit out of here. Trash.
Darksage is right. You do look like, I don't know if you've ever seen the show Impractical Jokers.
Oh, let me guess. I look like another white guy with a beard. What a freaking shocker. Oh, Like, what's next? I look like Keemstar? I've never heard that one before. First time for everything.
You look like Jonah Hill to me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Michael Cera.
I didn't know you're gonna be so touchy about it.
Oh, I'm just joking. But it's literally every time it's like, yep, let me guess. A white guy with a medium-sized beard? Yep, it's me.
That's like me saying, oh yeah, sure, of course. You're saying I look like a white guy who has a little bit of facial hair and
I look like Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah,
like of course.
Mike looks like Michael Cera when he was 12, and TV. You look. I don't even know. You look like a third Musketeer or something. You got some
Michael
weird.
Cera at 12 looks like Michael Cera at 30.
He looks like Daddy.
True.
Huh? Oh, I thought you guys were gonna keep.
Someone asked the question: are you guys hyped for Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Have you guys been watching that?
Yeah.
Oh.
We've been watching it because we're big Marvel fans. I was a comic book fan growing up, but it kind of for me it was like I'm enjoying the story, and like the last episode was a banger, but the rest of them just kind of felt like a really strange pacing.
Also, really? I feel like they're trying to set up the villain. A little bit of a spoilers, but it's like I sympathize with the villain, the new kind of Captain America guy, so hard, where it's like there's a little bit of spoilers, I guess, but it's like he kills someone in this like terrorist group. This terrorist group like lit a building full of people on fire, and killed them. So then they kill his best friend, and he kills one of the members. It's like the member didn't like act like he didn't kill your best friend. It's like he's still a member of the group. That's like, oh, I'm just a member of Al Qaeda. I didn't actually, do the bad things. It's like you're still a freaking member. What are you doing? So he like killed this like bad guy, and everyone's like, oh, he's such a villain, which is bizarre because like WandaVision, Wanda did some effed up stuff. She like controlled an entire town against their will and made them do things against their will. And everyone was like, oh, she did it for love. And it's like, that's so messed. This guy killed a freaking terrorist. And everyone's like, what an evil guy. I don't get it, dude. I'm like, I don't get you're setting up this villain. The guy seems extremely reasonable to me most of the time. Everyone's like a huge dick to him too. He's like, I'm the new Captain America. I was chosen by the government. It wasn't like he came in, stole the shield. It was like, screw you guys, I'm the new Cap. Yeah. They chose this guy. He's like, I'll accept because I love my country. And then they're like, what a piece of crap. How dare he? It's like, what is this guy doing wrong, dude?
You know what the nicest thing is now I don't have to watch either of those shows because you just like told me the whole plot, which is great. So now I don't have to watch either of them.
A little bit of a rant. Yeah, a little bit of a rant. All right, we're done with spoilers.
Actually, speaking, because someone was talking about it earlier, what about the Mortal Kombat? Have you seen the Mortal Kombat
trailer? It looks crazy.
It looks good. It looks like actual good.
You know what actually looks crazy? I'm gonna get hate for this, but I watched it. I was like smiling the whole time. Is the freaking Fast and Furious 9 trailer, dude?
Oh.
Dude, every Fast and Furious, I get together with my cousins and my brothers, and we watch it, and we just laugh the whole. It's so over the top. It's so ridiculous. The trailer, it's like a 2 minute and 30-second trailer, and 2 minutes of it is climax. It's like impossible. It's like the most outrageous stunt. And you're like, well, this must be the big climactic stunt. And there's like another stunt, even crazier. And you're like, how is this even possible? There's like a car that jumps off a cliff and a plane comes with a magnet and catches it and swoops off. Well, that's at the beginning of the trailer. It's like, what are you doing?
And then he like drifts a truck into a plane with pinpoint accuracy. You could use a heat-seeking missile and hit a plane like that. He snipes it out of the air with a sliding truck. And it's like, oh. But here's the best part. Then Dom is like, this is my brother. And it's like, he's got a brother? Who is this guy?
So ridiculous.
All Dom talks about is, we're family. This is my family. I got family.
But my brother.
Where's this brother coming from? And
you say you never took your family. You say you never turn your back on family. You turn your back on me. And it's like,
oh, but also, one of the guys in the trailer, he died. Who resurrected him? Where did he come from?
The guy, they just straight brought him, no explanation. He's just back, and he's like,
and they're like, oh dude. Wow, how did?
He's just like, I didn't die. What the frick?
You got shot in the head. No, I didn't.
Like, I just like didn't die. What are you, stupid? Like,
oh
dude,
man.
I got better.
There's a part where there's like a rope bridge. And so they drive the car. Dom drives the car and snags the like rope on the front of his car and uses the momentum to swing the car so he can somehow unlatch himself to catch up with a plane. It's like, what?
Yeah, ever heard of physics, dude?
Yeah, it's just it's so beyond that's funny. You can't like watch it and be like this. People watch it and they're like, the plot had some plot holes. It's like, listen, idiot, this isn't like this isn't Lawrence of Arabia, okay, dummy? Like, this is Fast and Furious. You know what you're getting into. There's going to be massive plot holes. Nothing makes sense, but you just watch it because it's hilarious and the stunts are so over the top. It's just fun. It's just funny.
Their goal, they basically go into writing those films like, listen, here's our goal.
They got a 5-year-old,
you know,
like, what would be cool? And he's like,
that
okay.
sensation, that sensation you get about 3 minutes into intercourse. We want to take that sensation and make it 2 hours long, baby.
That's a
Tell
weird
me I'm
statement.
wrong.
That's a weird statement by you because you've never lasted 3 minutes. So I don't know what you're saying the first 3 minutes.
You're the one that got lit. You can't. No, I'm not forgetting what your wife said on Twitter. All
True.
right?
Hey, listen, the faster it is, the quicker I can get back to gaming. Okay, I don't know. You guys are wasting time here.
I don't even have sex, so I can't really comment because I can't remember the last time.
Oh my god!
I mean, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god!
All right, boys.
Well, we're demonetized now.
That's demonetized. Sure. That's it. That's pretty much it, though. I think for the podcast today. On that note, this is the RGH Real Gamer Hour podcast. I think that's what we talk about on this podcast. I don't even know.
We mention it from time to time.
Yeah, we mention games from time to time. We do it every Wednesday night, though, at 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you haven't followed, please follow. If you guys are interested in supporting the podcast and maybe becoming a member, there is a link in the chat there as well. We appreciate all the donations and the new memberships. Kackis might actually pay us one day. No guarantees, but that would be nice.
Might actually. You're the one guy who's getting the sponsorship money. I've never seen it.
Hey, that's nothing to do with this. Okay, that's nothing to do with this. I'm Mtashed.
I'm KackisHD.
I'm True Vanguard.
No, wait.
And we'll see you soon.